It's a harsh, harsh reality that sometimes people have to come to grips with. Um, this young man dying, Daunte Wright, and his life was snatched away just like that in an instant. It's a harsh, harsh reality. The officer, the female officer, veteran, uh, in his Brooklyn Center section of Minneapolis. And in the midst of the Derek Chauvin trial, reality kicks the door in again. Because at the end of the day, it's still happening. It's still happening. And guess what? I mean, the reality is it's going to happen again at some point this week, next month, down the road. "20-year-old panicked or decided to run, made a choice in an instant. Who knows the frame of mind? If I'm just to assume, maybe he was frightened. All this in the midst of this trial. He called his mom as to alert her that he had got pulled over. And in the midst of that conversation with his mom, the police was instructing him to terminate the call. Footage shows from the body cam there was an officer near the driver's door. Apparently they were conversating, and I guess he instructed the young man to step outside the vehicle. Once he was outside the vehicle, he immediately turned the young man in the direction towards the vehicle in an arresting position while he attempted to put the handcuffs on him. So once that happened, from the footage, either the police or whatever, there was an exchange of conversation, and then things took a turn from the worse from there. In the midst of all that, the struggle, the young man trying to flee or just trying to get back in the car, from what my point of view looked, from my point of view. In the midst of that you could see the officer's body, who had the body cam, the female police officer. To me, it appeared to be a gun from the rip, from what I saw. Now, I guess they're saying whatever narrative or version that they apparently discussed with her and came to their conclusions of what happened, which was, I guess, deemed as accidental. But the question still remains, in the midst of this struggle, her gun discharged and hitting the Mr. Wright, striking him, hitting him with the bullet, which he later died from, the gun wound. And, well, moments later, minutes later, he drove off and hit a car, succumbed to his injuries, and died there at the scene. So, there's been protest rioting, looting, um, not very peaceful. And the mother has made a statement, and on CNN, Don Lemon had his aunt, and I guess she was en route to this sister to the family, and she gave just just a heartbreaking and just testimony. So anytime these events, these tragedies, and the suspicious nature, although be it the body cam footage that was released very quickly, there's opinions, from everywhere and from all points of view and from what everybody see as social media. And you have the mainstream media, and you have these experts to give their opinion, strategy, and training, and basically the general rule, so to speak. But there's still a human element involved in every aspect, and so choices are made, decisions are made in haste, and you have to investigate it. The experts, they will give their evaluation of what led up to the chain of events, what triggered it, Mr. Wright to somewhat, try to escape or either re-enter his car, what was said between him and the officer at the time that was attempting to handcuff him. So there was some type of, like I said, exchange of words. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was an instruction from the officer to Mr. Wright, but something, sparked him. And like I said, maybe he was scared. There's a lot of reasonings. So draw your own conclusions. But it saddens me, man. It saddens me. The young brother had his very young son, and I'm just hearts and prayers to the family. Get through these, terrible times, tragedy, loss of their, family member, father, and his parents, his family. Deeply, my heart is heavy for you guys. And you deserve answers. You deserve, transparency to this case. And, just keep pushing for the truth. And I guess that's all we can do. And, people are going to have this sparks this sparks anger, this sparks, an eruption through the community, especially in the backdrop of the Derek Chauvin trial. And so, even the defense for Derek Chauvin, requested the judge to sequester the jury based on the current level of events there and the tragedy. So it's impacting this unfortunate circumstance, tragedy, is impacting people. deeply. I know myself. I'm impacted. I'm angry. And I just keep thinking about his little boy and his parents and his loved ones and his aunt's voice who spoke so eloquently to Don Lemon on CNN last night. And, it takes strength to persevere through things like this, man. This is a devastating uh, situation. And I'm just baffled and I'm curious and I'm angry and I'm just perplexed. And you got to look at this thing from a view from all angles, and people have to just kind of just be it. You got to turn it down a little bit just to process it, and just allow yourself to process it and look at it from every angle, and just you got to dissect this one, man, because it just does not feel right to me when you say that you thought you had your taser when I saw from the body cam the footage that you guys allowed out. It looked like a gun. It looked like a gun to me. It doesn't look like a taser. And I think a veteran officer can tell the difference, especially one who engage in training fellow officers. So that's that's where we got to dig in the weeds a little bit and come to some type of some clarity. Need the clarity on that one. I'm confused about that. But I know people are going to use this as it is what it is, folks. I mean, come on. I mean, let's be realistic. This is going to be a political football at the end of the day. And all his mom and what his aunt basically said, and I hope that you remember Daunte Wright, that brother. Okay? You understand? Do getting stopped because tags or air fresheners in the window, that's an old trick. I mean, they've been doing that since I was in high school. And that was a long time ago. And that's probable cause, to pull you over and come on, man. I mean, but does it warrant you killing me? And if it's so quick, can we have a conversation? I mean, come on, man. Everybody has to just, that's where we got to get to. We have to be mindful. We have to be, it's a fine line now, man. Cause it's people are scared. The police scare people, man. People tense up, and you have to have a trained, I mean, I don't know how trained you can be if you're just a scared person out there, in the uniform officers, I don't know, obviously there's training that, additional training, that has to be mandated, demanded. And, but this is just seems to be happening time and time again. And it cannot continue to go on without someone taking a fall. The brothers are taking a fall. Our people are taking a fall for a long time. We can argue back and forth as to why that is, but at the end of the day, you got grieving family members and mothers and parents, siblings, grieving on both sides. But it seems to be that, from profiling to being targeted to just being, these routine stops tends to be something so volatile. It's just, I don't understand the hostility. So, I need help processing that one. I really do. Like I said, to the families, I pray and hope that this burden, although it's not a burden, it's just this tragedy, this loss of your son and loved one, it's never gonna fade. But I just hope you get your justice. I truly hope you get your justice, and give you the strength to deal with this from here on out. I hope that you are blessed with that strength, and resolve. So, but this is one that just, I mean, how many, look, I mean, we say this all the time. It's becoming just repetitive, and lives are lost, and stories don't match up to what logic is just off. I'm not buying the made a mistake or accidental. I'm just not buying it, and not off the face of what you're trying to give me. I just can't do it. I can't swallow it. It eats at me. So until you can prove otherwise and stand by officially, go and have an investigation. Once again, it's always a trick bag, and the trick bag is this accidental shooting. You can't classify it. To me, it's more than an accident if you got your weapon drawn on the individual that you shot. So you barked out a couple commands. What was going on in your head? What accident? It's just not explained enough for me. I need in detail of her thought process and what was going through her mind, and as much as possible. I know it's traumatic, but at the end of the day, you're a trained officer. You should be able to piece me something better than it was accident. Now that's according to the chief or commissioner. I guess he feels the same way. So, like I said, I need some more transparency. I need you to be transparent on this issue. So this one is just this was different. Oh, they're all different, but this one, his little boy, man, his little boy, Sorry, this one's a little different for me, and I don't know, whatever I can do to keep the focus, on as much as I can to bring spotlight to these tragedies and these murders, and this judge, this judge and jury, and it's just, nah, man, we can't, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nah, we're not doing that one. This has been going on. The way you have to control is like you have this control complex or whatever, and if it doesn't go your way right away, you can't, to me, you know, continue to escalate the situation. Okay, so as a professional who deal with the public, I think we have to be a little better when it comes to handling individuals. And not to mention, I'm and the lieutenant, the army lieutenant. I'm gonna go in on that one. That one's one that really got me. Just as um, I'll say I'm gonna make another separate video about that one on a wrap up and go in more detail. Because I just want to tap into the people and get their assessments from different people, conversations, and what they feel about, and then come and give an opinion based on what I've heard and what I'm feeling, and just in conversation. So, but this one here, no, we can't. We're not doing that. We're not going for it. And I know the chief is frustrated, or the commissioner is frustrated, but and I know he's limited in what he can say. And I know he said he was a little emotional on this issue, as we all are. So I'm gonna step back for a minute and just, well, not step back, but just basically fall back for a little beat and talk to some people and just get some conversations, like I said, and touch the pulse of the people. And then when I give you this one about the roll it into the Lazario, Lieutenant Lazario, the African Latino brother, I'm really gonna go in, because that is what I'm talking about, and that to me takes me back to the whole, January 6th, 2021 situation at the Capitol. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm stay tuned for that one. I want to come correct on that one. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm going to really empty out both barrels of what I think, of my peace of mind. And so, but anyway, not to take focus on the subject at hand, which is Daunte Wright. Brother, man, I'm speechless. I have no more words. All right. That's enough for me. That's just my spill. I'm sorry, and I'm sticking with it. But we need more answers, folks. We need more answers. I'm with you. This one is not sitting well with me at all. And, the people of Minnesota, the people across this country, and people in Minnesota, we supporting you all the way around the board. So those folks need some answers out there, because those are our brothers too. You know what I mean? So come correct. All right, peace.